What the no.
This liberal quickly folded on the Charlie
Oh,
Kirk score and says,
okay.
Or debating college kids who are unprepared to speak in front of an audience like yourself. Do you think that's a little bit silly?
Are you a voter?
I am a voter.
Oh,
I'm a
so
registered
I
voter.
vote and you vote. So I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here for. Yeah? Wait, hold on. How is it any different than a professor talking to you?
Then a professor talking to you? Who are you?
Well, important enough for you to come up to a microphone.
Actually, when I first saw this ad, I thought it was like an improv comedy thing. It looked so ridiculous that I didn't even think it was real.
Well, no, you can see. Look how popular Trump is on your campus. That's not comedy.
this liberal quickly folded on the Charlie Kirk score and says,
Oh gitu.
this liberal
This edgy liberal student folded.
And all I need is a one who wanna read everything that I do. Coba ya. Good.
You can see. Look how popular Trump is on your campus. Important enough for you to come. That's not comedy. That's not comedy.
And all I need, all I need is a woman who wanna read everything that I do. Please, oh, wanna. Oh. And I'm almost all I need. Oh, then find
His hand buffs collected along the way pair with persistent different part of the mythical Grecian afterlife.
I can do this.
You remain no matter how hard you try. Army Prince of the Underworld and Gal. With help from Underworld locals like his mentor Achilles, his childhood caretaker Nyx, and the other gods of Olympus, Zagreus strives to fight his way from the pits of Tartarus through the fields of Elysium and beyond and back to the mortal world, regardless of how many painful deaths he suffers along the way. It's worth noting that most of the story of Hades is told through optional dialogue with NPCs, so be sure you take the time to chat with anyone you encounter on or between runs.
Remember your training out there. The pain.
The action is fast-paced and you will almost certainly die a lot. To paraphrase our reviewer, it's sort of like the Greek myth of Sisyphus, only instead of endlessly pushing a big rock up a hill, it's an ongoing loop of awesome combat with randomized enemies and procedurally generated dungeons, light exploration, and some great character interactions. Thankfully, unlike poor old Sisyphus, you actually get to keep some of your progress each time you restart. More on that in a minute.
Must look like I'm slacking off with the old boulder here, but I was just getting back on my feet.
Every run of Hades is different, with the order of rooms, rewards, and enemies being procedurally loaded each time. Most rooms are combat encounters against a randomized batch of enemies, and at the end you receive whatever reward was on the door coming in. Sometimes it's one of Hades' main currencies, it's gold, gems, keys, and a substance called darkness, or special items, or most importantly, special boons granted as gifts by the gods of Olympus. We'll get into those more a bit later. Fight through enough rooms, and eventually you'll reach the dungeon's boss. Best of them, and you're on your way to a new region, and so on and so forth until you escape. The big challenge of Hades is that in order to reach the land of the living, you have to make it through all 4 dungeons in one run, and each one comes with its own set of unique traps, hazards, and enemies, all of which get progressively more complex and challenging as you get closer to the surface.
Anyway, I hope the fates are nicer to you next time.
If, though really it's more a question of when, you die, you'll be sent back to the House of Hades to start your climb all over again. But as with any roguelike worth its salt, you can unlock upgrades to help you out on your next run. The Mirror of Night unlocks
And get naked. These are the moments.
Already pulled 2 Diglets. Every time you die. Okay. I gotta get something good. Reset the Is greater reflex in? Oh, there's only one reflex you can have.
I finally realized.
I feel like shadow presence could definitely be pretty good though. Should I do more shadow presence?
Hello, yo girl.